to Athletics LLC with Lamar, Lucius, Big League Chew, and my man Clyde. You're about to be schooled in all things track and field. This is experience. Yes, sir. We are talking past, present, future. Y'all listen up. Let's go.
Why is that horrible?
Hi, everybody.
You'll see.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm going to start doing that more often, just hitting record in the middle of sentences.
Yes.
Welcome. Tis another week. Tis another, here we go, in different locales. So let's just get this started. Sir Lucius, how are you this evening, sir?
I am absolutely phenomenal. I am rolling as always.
Love it. Lamar, no revisionist history happens. That's a setup.
You know it is. You know it is.
Oh my god!
I think he thought about that one for days, didn't he?
I came with my hands taped up and my mouthpiece in. I'm ready for tonight.
Oh sheesh, Clyde, help us all. How are you tonight, sir?
Listen, I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tired, but we got here in one piece, so it's all good.
Right? Watch out for those Breaking Bad clips.
Listen.
Right. Last but definitely not least, Governor, how are you today, sir? That's a great backdrop. I like that.
Thank you. Gotta promote the city. No, things are good. We are heading to Houston tomorrow for third meet. And I think we've gotten over the song and dance, the Thursday, fingers crossed. Everybody okay? Are we actually getting on this plane? Are we getting on this bus? Whatever it is.
Oh my God. Don't even let's not go there.
Yeah, literally so everybody just now went like this.
We've survived. We've survived. So we will be traveling to Houston tomorrow morning.
Survive to thrive. That's what I keep saying. We got to get past this survive so we can all thrive with it. So, well, let's just put our feet in the water because everyone so eloquently reminded us that we neglected Track is Back, because Track is definitely back. So we got to hit that hard first. There are a lot of things that have happened in the last couple weeks. So you literally can take your pick and not miss a beat. So why don't we go through some special things that have stood out for you all?
Can I start by picking at the audience who's whining? We didn't omit Track is Back. We wanted, a few weekends for things to settle. And since there's so many other things going on, no harm, no foul.
Made that up, right? You just made that up.
No harm, no foul. I mean,
you just made that up, right? You just made it up. We
ain't forgetting it was track season. Like,
he just made that up. That's good. He just made that up. So.
It's like Albuquerque altitude.
Ain't nobody forget it was track season. Come on.
But we neglected to talk about it. So anyway, so who's going first? I think the esteemed governor should lead off for us. I mean, he's the resident statistician guy. So.
Well, it's what I've been seeing is yet another example of why the NCAA track and field, the Division I track and field, is still and remains the place to be. Okay, let's just start with the 60. I mean, the men's 60. Now, the one is in dispute, right, and will remain in dispute until we see similar results down the road. But the young man from Oregon, kicking off his season, 6:48. Yeah, I mean we're entering record territory. So we'll see where are they this week? Where are they at? Does anyone know?
Oregon.
I'm not particularly sure where they are at, but
Yeah.
being the governor is who he is, and we all appreciate him for the very respectful individual that he is. That was about the most political answer I've ever heard in my life. So let's just get to it. If we want to talk about the men's 60, I was in the building when Mr. Michael Williams
Yes.
dropped the 648 in Spokane as a debut. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth as smooth can get. And after witnessing that, personally, I absolutely believe that he's in a position to take down the 60 meter NCAA record. Now, this 647, I've seen the video. We've all seen the video, and if that's not a Fugazi time
It was
trial,
640. It was 645, by the way.
well, I'm sorry. It was all. So not only was it a
Converted
flyer,
to 47.
not only was it a flyer, but it was an altitude flyer. So every advantage imaginable. I'm sorry, and there's no it's not the athlete's fault. There's no disrespect to Mr. Jones, who seems to be a phenomenal athlete, but there ain't nothing real about that race. So we hope he could do it again, but nah. This is Michael Williams' world right now, and that was a false start. I'm sorry, false start.
I just want to add this one little tidbit about that false start. The last time I saw a false start that blatant, it was also at altitude, and it was when they set the 50 meter world record in Reno,
Mm-hmm.
and the gun basically went off upon movement.
I mean, look, it is what
It was
is.
like that. It was like, all right, listen, when you go, I'll fire the gun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Look at the world record. Look at the world record of the 50 meters. It was set in Reno. I promise you, there's never been a bigger flyer in life until last week. They're cousins. Maybe
So
it's the altitude.
Supposedly, I heard, not saw, I heard that his prelim was a false start as well. So
Really?
yeah. And I don't know this to be true. I wasn't there. This is just what I heard through the grapevine. So very interesting. And Oregon's
Well,
at
the great thing about the men's 60, one like the 16th in the country is like 666 already. So like and
That's
Lamar,
crazy.
had been pointed out consistently. But like we're all gonna have to show up at the same day on the same time eventually and get it done. So altitude, not altitude, false start, no false start. We all got to show up in Birmingham, and it's been proven you can run fast in Birmingham. So,
Yes.
it'll be interesting.
Oh, 100%. It's not even February, and the men's 60 meter times are ridiculous.
Yep.
Right. And speaking of the 60, Miss Alfred dropped 7:10 last week.
Mm-hmm.
What did Abby Steiner run behind her? No, Abby Steiner's absolutely
17.
17.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, so she's 7:17, 22.5 on an oversized track and broke the collegiate record in the 300. So there's a meet in Kentucky this weekend. She might decide to do the pent or something. I don't know. Whatever she decides to do, y'all might want to go watch her because she's absolutely on fire right now. So
That was
whatever she does.
somebody gave him some funny pills tonight. That was spectacular. I like that. The subtlety of that was nice.
No,
So,
I think it's fair to say that the early female star of the season is without a doubt Abby Steiner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
without a doubt. Yeah.
It's Abby Steiner's world right now.
So she actually shares
some
the
folks that
200
watch the
record
show.
with. She actually shares a
Yeah, she
record with
tied it
Gabby.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, she tied it last year.
And for me, obviously the collegiate records that she has set, everybody's paying attention to. I thought the 60 was really, really impressive by her because that's not something that she usually gets a lot of praise for. Is her start and then the super short aspects of her race. So if she's out there,
Well, I will say
doing
this,
that,
and
God.
God forgive me for I am not a big fan of the conversion. This .02 is a little bit iffy for me. But Abby's PR is 7:21. She ran 7:17. So I'm gonna say that's about what she did. That's about who
Mhm.
she is. So, but
Mhm.
not hating on anybody. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. I didn't call it to call it a fugazi time trial or anything.
Oh no, it
I'm
wasn't a
just
false
saying,
start. It was a
no, it was not.
legitimate run.
It was a legitimate run. But for me, also, I say that, and then I come back to say this is that. That's who she is now. When last time she did that, it was at the end of the year. So she's in 720-ish shape at sea level. Watch out when we get to A&M for conference, because that's another place you can run fast at. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody on this planet that Abby Steiner went to college on a soccer scholarship. Just let that wash over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think there's been she's not a collegiate anymore, but Miss Mo is at it again. I don't know if anybody watched that 4:37 mile that she ran, where she finished in 30.
Yes.
That was just
Yes.
pretty incredible.
Maybe she should do the pentathlon.
Yeah, there you go. Her and Abby can do it together. Yeah.
So she's running the Wanamaker at Melrose.
In
now.
Melrose, yeah,
Yeah.
she is. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so listen, Sir Lucius is certainly not going to do this, but I'm going to. I just look. We can't have a track is back and not discuss the fact that a male gator breaks the collegiate record in the 300, and a female gator is on the precipice of the collegiate record in the 60 hurdles in the same weekend. And it's like, dang, man, what I got to do just to be the best person on my team? And I'll just I'm picking on him, but listen, the governor mentioned this earlier, and I want to say this now, and I'll go on record as saying this forever. Collegiate track and field is probably the healthiest sport in the NCAA's dossier, because it doesn't matter who comes through, who graduates, who's injured. It just doesn't matter. The indoor meet is always ridiculous, and the outdoor meet is always better. Right? That's the part that is just absolutely wild, is that the indoor meet is always set up to be ridiculous, because it is still and will always be the hardest meet to qualify for. Right? And so the show is always going to be ridiculous, but the outdoor meet is always better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can step back away from your own sport and just look at the landscape of college athletics, collegiate track and field, both genders, is the healthiest thing that's out there, right? It's not, it doesn't ebb and flow with superstars, because we've had superstars and had years where we didn't think we had any superstars, and superstars emerged. So, track is super duper healthy, no matter how many athletic directors take shots at it and cut 12.6 down to 6.4 and whatever it is. I don't know if people ever noticed, even when programs get cut to shreds, they still manage to spend the 3 cents they got on the right athlete and coach that athlete up, and that athlete still ends up at NCAA's.
Mm-hmm.
And typically what happens is when you get a program that goes through adversity, like Clemson last year, right? And all of a sudden they buckled down and they started getting after it, So I think that, for me anyway, adversity just stirs up a little bit more, right? In my opinion. Yeah. So I think and then the other thing is, we talked about some possible records being broken, and I think that there was laughter when I said the men's 4x4. Well, the men's 4x4, the men's 400. I said the women's 4x4 and the men's 400. Well, Kentucky ran 3:28 last week, second week of January, right? And Arkansas was right behind them. And then 2 weeks ago, I was here in Clemson and I watched Mr. Ross chill 45.3 by himself. So those records are in jeopardy, folks. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah.
I mean, listen. I remember listening to Dwight Stone say just adamantly, there's never going to be another world record broken by a collegiate. And I was like, Dwight, what's wrong with you? Don't ever say never in track and field in the same sentence. You know better than that. And like since he made that statement, the men's 4 indoors, the 4x4, the heptathlon I think was broken. No, it was only broken once in college, but yeah, record after record after record. So hey, track is back. We didn't need to rush to it, folks. Just trust us. We know what we're doing. This is not our first rodeo. We didn't want to get you into too hot of a lather, too deep into of a tizzy. Because listen, you better drink some water, make some tea, and get ready, because we haven't gotten to like what I call hot weekend, which is Valentine's weekend. Because by the time listen, middle of February, all you non-track nuts become one. Just go back and look at the middle of February every year. Look what happens on that weekend.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we ain't there
America,
yet, folks.
America's sweetheart, Mr. Bowling, has run 2049, 660, and jumped 27 feet.
Yep.
Are those good marks?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yep.
I'm very interested to see how the men's 400 is going to play out. Obviously, Mr. Ross is the odds-on favorite and currently has separated himself by a wide margin. But I think there's some more people yet to run.
I was like, I don't know if he separated himself so much so as he shot the first bullet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what's so interesting about January indoor track with the NCAA, right? Like, if you pull up the 400 meter list right now, he's basically a second better than St. Hilaire and Tyler Johnson, who are excellent athletes. But there's more people coming.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's a really interesting race. He is definitely the odds-on favorite to you know, win that title. But I don't think he's a second better than the field. So I'm very interested to see how people are going to come into this fight.
And remember, I think those two guys have both run 46.2. It took 45.9 to make 99 or 98 to make the meet last year.
To make the meet last year.
That's right.
Yeah. And then also to make the final. So yeah.
There's no way we can get out of the track is back segment without it depends on your perspective and where you sit. But I'm gonna say it this way. A subtle flex in the early track is back portion of the year is
before you say it, I'm gonna say I agree with you.
Is the utter disrespect of our colleague here, Mr. Holloway, just throwing things out for the hell of it. Talitha Diggs running 724. It's kind of disrespectful, but I like it. I'm here for it. So, you know,
listen, I'm always here for subtle flexes. Always here for it.
Oh man.
A man just can't do his job, Kim. I gotta be flexing because I'm doing my job. Lord have mercy. I'm just trying to keep collecting my paycheck, guys.
You just keep shoveling that subtle flexibility.
Let's see, and I'm gonna say this, and I just want to thank all the haters out there to keep telling people I can't coach women. So thank you.
I thought that was a fact. I was looking it up in the book because I mean I've heard it so many times. I'm pretty sure
that if you go to the right, I don't know where you would find it in the encyclopedia somewhere, but under the topic "Can't Coach Women" there's a picture of me there. So yeah.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna ask Siri. Siri,
well,
what can't Mouse do?
There's definitely some threads.
He can't coach women.
Some threads and some chat rooms and you know all of that.
Right.
But anyway, so like I'm on the Dwayne Ross train. Get out of your cushy chairs. Let's rock. Let's go.
I just want to say for the record, my chair is cushy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beware anybody
back on the topic at hand. I think that we were all amazed last year as what I called the red shirt year and the great performances, and I think that we're saying the same thing. We talk about Dwayne Ross, and his son Randolph, but geez, he's got two guys at low 7.7 in the 60 hurdles already. Let's talk about the women's 60 hurdles. Yeah, Miss Stark did run 7.86, but Miss Nugent ran 7.90, and Miss Salmons run 791.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there is no wide separation there, right? So I just think you should expect another great year. Turner Washington hasn't opened up yet, and to my knowledge anyway, and when he does, expect big things. There's a lot of great athletes out there, but in a turn of events type of deal, apparently Mr. Noah Williams turned pro. So the defending NCAA champion indoors in the 400 is no
Yeah,
longer there.
that was an interesting little
Wow.
tidbit that escaped out into the ether, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was yesterday, right?
I believe so.
So yeah, so that I'm sure opens some
Right.
people's eyes, right?
Yeah,
So,
congratulations and good luck.
yeah, absolutely.
interesting timing.
Put your chin strap on, get your mouthpiece in. As Steve Smith would say, ice up, son. Hey, listen, I tried to explain this in as simple a fashion as I could to somebody who was a baseball person, and it worked. So I'm going to do it on this screen. This is how hard being a professional track and field athlete is. People feel themselves like they had bad seasons who are top 10 in the world.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People feel like not somebody else is telling them. They feel internally like, I'm not very good. And they're like 8th, 9th, or 10th in the world. Like, let's just do a simple comparison. There are 60 starting professional cornerbacks, right? There are 30 starting professional quarterbacks. If you're
They're all
10th,
paid.
if you are 10th on that list for like 5 years in a row, you are on the Hall of Fame track.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So that's how hard being professional in track and field is. I'm not saying anything negative about Noah whatsoever. I wish him the best. Just please, dear God, sir, don't feel like you've arrived because they just paid you.
Hey,
Ice up.
if you're number 15 on the quarterback list, they pay you $75 million a year.
That's right. That's right.
Ice up, son. Put your phone books on just in case some ish pops off. Because Pro Track is here to bring it.
Yeah.
It's the
So I
only
just
professional
had a
sport where
look.
every year's a contract year.
I just had a look to see. So 52-51 made it to the meet last year in the 400. And there are already 10 females, sub 53 already.
Mhm.
And we're not even there yet.
Yeah, people haven't even run.
And that's
I mean, I'm sure
there's
this
a
weekend will
lot
shake
of
up
people
for
missing
anyone. And this
Because
There's
is
a
you
lot
got-
of people missing that list.
Isn't Razorback
Lamar's-
this weekend?
Yeah,
that?
that's where Oregon is.
Yeah, Razorbacks this weekend.
Yeah.
Clemson's going to be hot this weekend.
Yep.
Albuquerque will shake some things up. It always does.
And to Lamar's point, I mean, we sit there at the national meet in June and we're going, okay, there is no way we are going to top this.
And then it happens.
And then
Mhm.
January comes and you're like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
You know? And-
There's a young lady from, I think it's from Binghamton or something like that leads the NCAA in both the 8 and the mile right now.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe so, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy stuff, man.
And you know
And
what's funny is like I wish all high school elite athletes and their parents would pay closer attention so they could understand what truly elite is. So they don't have that crazy shocked face when they run 53.94 and expect a full from the top 20 schools in the country.
Right?
It's like, I'm not saying you're not good, but you're good and not great. And you need to understand that.
Listen, we rarely ever have a reason to shout out Binghamton around here, okay? So that is Emily McKay,
yeah,
currently sitting 204.78 in the 800, and backing that up with 432.55, 432.55 in the mile, currently sitting number 1 in the nation in both events. Will either of those times hold up for the whole season? I doubt it, but it doesn't matter. Like, you're number one. In
04 will get in the meet.
Oh, I ain't saying not get in. I'm just saying
He
number
said hold
one.
up his number. Yeah, they won't hold up.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
But
Probably
it's
not.
an amazing feat. Like, how often do you see that? Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And she ran them back. She ran them back-to-back weekends, I believe, too. So
right.
yeah, but she's running well. She's running well.
Wow. Penn State Ashenfelter. That's where she ran a mile time. I don't even know where that
Oh,
is.
okay. Awesome. You know where it is? It's in Ashenfelter.
I mean, I'll be naive. Where's Binghamton? Binghamton.
Binghamton is in New York.
Right?
It's upstate New York.
New York State. Got it.
You better have known that one, fella.
I know, right?
That's your home girl. That's your home girl.
Right. To ride the train together.
I mean, like, let's just tell the truth. If you're from New York City, the rest of New York is another state.
Anyways, anything else we can highlight? So as you all know, we're gonna miss ones that you think we should bring up by all means. And then there are times we're gonna say ones that you don't even know about. So give us the love, give us the leeway week to week. But before we move on, anything else?
Hey, it's Milrose weekend too, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the big one.
Time for the big 60-meter
That's
dash.
right. That's going
Can I ask a question? Like, hey, is it like, I don't know about y'all. I don't know that I have looked forward to a non-Olympic or world championship race more so than this one in a long, like, maybe the last time I looked forward to a race this much that wasn't for the Olympics or world championships was like the race between Donovan and Michael.
Lamar, you know why, right? You
there's a lot of reasons.
You understand that this is a novelty, right? That the fact that these athletes are lining up against each other at the end of January is so rare, right? And it to me I'm saying to myself, okay, as a marketing person, World Athletics, USATF, this should not be this should not be the only spectacle, right? Why do you have professionals? What is a professional athlete, right? And to go from, I mean, I would say our generation, Lamar, was the last one that lined up 3 days a week, 3 times a week.
Yes.
Right. And it was, mano a mano, right? You go home bloodied and bruised, you get recovered and you jump right back into it. By the time you get to Worlds, you've seen each other at least 10 times, right? That is no longer the case.
Right.
All right. If it comes down to championships and it comes down to major meets that can actually afford to get everybody together. And it's so rare. That is why I think that's the primary reason why we're so excited to see this. But we all know.
And it's a season opener, right? Like, when is the last time superstars open their meets against each other?
Exactly.
They always usually went someplace and did a Fugazi time trial. So,
yeah. Go knock off the rust somewhere, to come on invitational when nobody can see.
Just in case.
Your alma mater decides to let you in,
So my take on the big 60 this weekend is I've decided I'm gonna because I'm not gonna get excited and somebody's gonna go out there and run 6:58 and win it and then be like, oh, come on, right? so I'm like, I'm taking the approach, and then hopefully somebody will run like 6:42 and I'll be excited,
right?
But I'm not gonna get myself all hyped up and then get let down because somebody runs 6:60 to win the race or something.
Well, here's the question.
Which I do not think is going to happen, to be honest with you.
The realest question for me, though, is like, for real, when is the last time that Christian Coleman ran a 60 in the 6:40s?
Yeah.
I don't know that he's run one in the 6:50s in the last 4 years.
The semifinals of the World Trials, the year he won Worlds. He ran in the 40s.
So he shut it down.
Like, no, he never cranked it up. So,
Right.
So like that's my thing about the 60 and Christian Coleman is like there are so few things that are guaranteed. But man, if you look at the last 4 years, if Christian Coleman's running the 60, you are guaranteed to see something hot.
Yes.
And all kinds of shenanigans and nonsense afterwards too.
Let me be even almost as petty as you are, but clearly not in the last 4 years because he's been missing for a couple. So
just one. Just one, not a couple.
That's funny.
Now, see, before Chu moves us on, because we're gonna get dinged by the lovers of field events, and sometimes we deserve it, but I'm trying to avoid that. So, Mr. Turner did, casually step on out there and play with the field a little bit. He opened the shot put in 21:33, currently number one.
I don't know how I missed that.
at the Friday night Axum Open. That's how you missed it.
Yeah.
That's how you missed it.
Where is that? Is that in Northern Arizona?
I feel like it has to be Northern Arizona. I hope that's
feel like
where
that's
it is.
up at Flagstaff.
Right? But not to be out. Not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. The ladies from Ole Miss, Miss Jasmine Mitchell opened in 23:62 in the weight throw, and then Miss Taiwo said to hell with all of that and threw 24:11 in the weight throw. So
and if we're going to talk about the foot events, we can't talk about the oops. That wasn't really a collegiate record triple jump either, right? So
what a day for officiating at Texas Tech. I mean,
yeah, for sure. You know what's funny?
The officials have their moments in our sport, just like all other sports.
What's lost in that is this, right? Ruth opened her season at 1375, which is far AF.
Yes.
But because it was recorded as 1475, there's all kinds of drama and nonsense and whatever. But if we just take that away, she's a collegian. She opened her season at 1375. Hello?
Yes. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very
impressive, but not a collegiate record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do better.
Raise your hand if you knew it was mismarked by a meter.
If you saw the video, you knew right away.
I'm about to say, listen, the video cameras in Lubbock was telling a lot of stories.
She got out of the pit like, okay.
Yeah, that was all right.
Right.
And her teammates,
she got out of the pit like that was a solid jump.
Yeah, why are y'all so excited? That wasn't far.
We all need to take a second to be grateful and thankful for technology, because listen, I don't know how you all experienced this. I think Chu might have been in the building, but I'm getting text messages. Oh my God, the 60 meters. Oh my God, the triple jump. And I'm flustered, typing, going to Twitter, looking for the video. And I'm sitting there like, yo, wait a minute. So thank you for the technology that we all have these days.
Right. I know. So we're here this weekend in Lubbock this weekend, and I'll let you know how pins and needles and upright all the officials are. So it'll be interesting.
Well, sure. They've had another meet since then, and then that one went better. Okay. So, yeah, that's because that was 2 weekends ago, and then that last weekend is when the Texas girls went there and showed out. They look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it. Talk about a team on the rise. The Texas women and the men are both doing very well. Yeah. Shout out to the big dog that is Edric Florial.
Man. All right. Well, let's appease the other portion of our audience and give them a recap for the NFL playoffs and moving into the Sunday games.
Playoffs? Well, Big Lee, can you start us off right? Can you set the palette properly? Can you read off our predictions from last week?
Why don't you just tell what everybody's records are? How about that?
I mean, they're all shit.
Exactly. Every one of them is awful.
I know. I mean, I'm feeling hot with the 2 and 2.
Wrong. And then, and then another wrong. That's
Hey,
what it
2-2,
was.
2-2 looks good after last week.
Sheesh.
Oh man.
All right, so we're looking at the Bengals against the Chiefs. I know somebody who has tickets if you're looking for them. And then we've got the Niners at the Rams. All the Niners are buying all the Rams tickets.
No, we got to rewind to last week.
Yeah, right. We can't just skip over that. Listen.
Why? Because it was that bad. Yes, we can.
No. I mean, we
Hold on
were
a
bad.
second. So the governor was 0-4.
No, 1-4.
1-3.
1-3.
Sorry, 1-3.
Okay.
You got saved at the last minute.
Yes, right at
Literally.
at the
Oh,
death.
Literally.
Literally at the death.
Literally.
I actually sent the text. Well, I'm 0-4. I actually
Yes, right.
sent
That's
Yeah,
why I
right,
thought you were
you
0-4. Yeah, that's because you sent the text. Yes.
Well,
Okay.
well listen,
Yeah.
it has to be said. If you're a fan and you really watch NFL football, the divisional weekend is always the best weekend of the playoffs, but it's never been that good.
No.
And the games were absolutely incredible.
Mm-mm.
For
We
a
didn't
walk-off.
necessarily come out well in all of them, but each game was great on its own.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out so the other three can flame me because I know they want to anyway. and I'm fine with it. The best of the game.
Just for the record, I have never wanted to flame anybody in my life. But
You know, it's a term you're not familiar. I got you.
yeah.
Listen, the best of the game.
I want to flame him, so we're clear.
Right.
Okay.
The best of the games were obviously the Chiefs and the Bills. Never seen anything like it from an array of different standpoints. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. By every
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it because it's a fact. By every measurable available to the football watching and evaluating
Oh
world.
boy. Oh god.
Josh Allen outplayed Patrick.
Oh no.
Yes, he did.
Don't do it, Clyde.
Yes, he did.
Clyde.
I'm sorry, he
Don't do
did.
it.
I listen.
Don't do it.
He did.
Okay, but so I just want to say one
They
thing.
were both
I think-
phenomenal. Both
Hold on
A
a second.
plus.
Hold on a second.
Both A plus.
So
But Josh Allen outplayed
okay,
him.
so
Oh man.
when you talk about every has to include the final freaking score,
Oh Lord.
and which is clearly the most important of the every category.
Josh
and
Allen had nothing to
Mahomes
do with
won
the
that
final
part.
score.
Oh,
Oh yes, he did. He played in the game.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anything to do with the final score either, but you flamed him like he played terrible.
He
When
did play
clearly
terrible.
he
He was
doesn't-
awful. He was awful.
He absolutely was not awful.
He was awful. Aaron Rodgers
Okay,
was awful in the playoffs again.
Okay. He
Predictably
was not
so.
awful.
Hey, but you know
All right.
what? Guess what? And Aaron Rodgers and the GOAT can watch this weekend's games together, can't they? How
Sure.
about that?
Because what's funny
About
is
that.
Tom Brady was not good this week, but you don't mention that.
Well, Tom
And
Brady.
I love Tom Brady.
Okay, well, we can get into that if you want to. To say he wasn't great doesn't really make sense. There were specks where he wasn't great, but at the end of the day, he led a team back to tie a game at 27 when they were down 27-3. He was great. He played a great game. He didn't play a great game for 4 quarters, but he played a great game.
Okay.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
I wish I could watch.
did
I
nothing.
wish I could watch football through your eyes.
I mean, he literally did nothing. Aaron Rodgers
It's
did
literally,
absolutely
it's
nothing.
literally like being a child, just like never knowing that danger is available. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave this out here like this. Clyde loves revisionist history, and hence my name. But here I'm just gonna lay this out for you. You can't outplay a dude that goes 59 yards in 13 seconds and leaves a timeout for his kicker to just chill. Like, no, sir. And I get that. Look, Josh Allen played a phenomenal football game. Like, I want to make sure that we're clear. Again, I've been on the Josh Allen fan club longer than anybody on this screen. He played phenomenal. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes walked out on the field on the 25-yard line with 13 seconds left, and like, "Oh, we got this." And I laughed because I was like, "You know, they're going to win the coin toss," and then it's lights out. No shot we get
we all
field
knew it
goals.
was over with the coin toss. We knew that. But
So, at the end of the day, like, look, the football game was insane because there was like 28 points scored in the last 2 minutes in overtime in the game.
25 in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's
Insane.
ridiculous.
Yes.
But sir, your name is revisionist history. Can you define revisionist history for me?
Lord.
Oh, I'll make it clear for you in particular.
No.
What
The
you
actual
like-
definition of revisionist.
The actual term is, I'll do it in layman's terms. Revisionist history is when you round the edges of what actually happened to give a slightly better picture or
Mhm.
slightly different picture of what happened. You revise the historically accurate facts.
Okay, great. That's beautifully stated. I love it. So let just facts, because the governor, you're usually, the even keel person. He said facts. Here are the facts. Quarterback rating higher for Josh Allen than Patrick Mahomes. QBR higher for Josh Allen. Completion percentage higher. Threw more touchdowns. Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes won the game for sure. And what I can only explain as criminally negligent defense.
Oh.
Criminally negligent defense.
No.
The 13
There is
seconds.
the
Wait a minute.
revisionist
Wait a minute.
history.
The 13
No.
seconds. The 13-second drive. Look at the film. The Bills are standing 20 yards off the line. He threw a dink screen pass to Tyreek Hill. He ran 25 yards. And
the
then
funniest part about you
Kelsey-
pointing to the defense is that is the whole basis of my argument. The Chiefs were playing against a better defense than the Bills were.
Yes.
not in that game.
No, hold on a second.
Oh,
No, hold on a
see,
second.
here we go
Okay,
again.
See that.
No,
That's
the Bills are the
clear.
number
No,
one
hold on a
scoring
second.
defense in the NFL this year. That's a fact.
Because exactly
fact.
it's because you made it very clear that's why Buffalo was going to win the game, because they had a better defense than Kansas City. Those were
They
your words.
did have a better
week ago.
defense than Kansas City
Exactly.
until the game
Okay.
happened.
Okay, but
That's
why
that
wasn't-
revisionist rounding you.
There you
exactly
go.
because here's
No, sir,
they hold on a second, but they weren't the best defense because Kansas City picked them apart. So instead
No
of
one's debating that.
hold
I'm not
on a
saying
second.
that. I'm not saying that.
But instead of you giving Kansas City's offense credit, you want to claim that Buffalo's defense played bad.
Right.
No, okay, wait. Okay, so let's be clear, because that's not what I'm doing. Kansas City's offense was grade A phenomenal the majority of the game. I'm talking about everybody being enamored with, oh my God, 13-second drive. Look at the film.
Okay.
The governor could have
hold on a
thrown
second,
those
listen,
passes.
I could care.
Like,
Hold on,
those
could
were
not
the
have.
easiest
could
completions
not
I've
have.
ever seen
could-
in my
okay,
life.
hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, the pass to Kelsey wasn't all that easy, right?
He
It
was
a
open
sink,
by a
right?
mile.
Okay, he wasn't by a mile. He was open. But at the end of the day,
God.
I don't care if he was standing there by himself. The man had to
He
throw the
was
ball.
standing there
He had
by
to make the
himself.
call.
He literally was standing there by himself.
If you don't make the call, if you don't make the throw, if
Mhm.
you don't make the play, we have seen this forever, where
Yes.
there's somebody wide open and the quarterback misses them. There's
Mhm.
somebody wide open and the
Okay.
guy drops the ball.
Cool.
So, but my thing is this, okay? So what we're not going to do is we're not going to revise the fact that you very clearly stated on this same platform 1 week ago that Buffalo wins the game because they have the better defense, right?
I also
So,
said that
13
Patrick
seconds
Mahomes
of-
would be outplayed by Josh
but-
Allen, and he was.
13, we're not, whatever. He was
Nobody believes
13
that.
seconds. 13 seconds. Of
It's documented.
Okay, if the Buffalo defense was that good, right? Then why did Mahomes
Criminally
pick them apart most of the
negligent
game?
defense. I've never seen.
So
I've never
what I will
seen
say to
anything
you
that ridiculous.
is that I think you should call Josh Allen and tell him to go watch the game with the GOAT and A-Rod.
And listen, that's cool.
Because
Everything
see,
I've ever
and I told you
said
this
about the
hold on a
Chiefs
second,
played out
because you
in that
did,
moment.
because you did say, I did tell you that you called Josh Allen because you got no shot now because you're riding with him. So He's done. Because everybody you come on here and claim that's going to be great is sitting at home right now.
Yeah,
Two of
sure.
them didn't even make the playoffs.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Can we go back to?
Hold on a second.
Can
Oh,
we
is
go
Josh
back
Allen
to,
sitting at
like,
home? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Is
Yeah,
Josh Allen sitting at
yes,
home right
he
now?
is. Yes, he is.
Okay. And what were the other two?
Brady.
Herbert.
Okay, so now
No.
praising the greatest
No, hold on.
football
No.
player ever is a
Hold on.
bad thing. Like you're not supposed to do
When I
that.
talk about Brady is not in this discussion.
You
Talking about the
just-
other two
you
guys.
just said-
I said
So
Brady.
I know
I said
he
Brady.
said Brady.
I
didn't say
said Brady.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh,
Okay,
man.
I'm never gonna look. Even though he went to Michigan, got mad love for the dude. He's that good, right?
Yes.
But you praise Josh Allen, he's sitting on. You praise
Not
Herbert,
not because of anything he did.
Hold on a
He
second.
couldn't have
He's
played
sitting-
better. He could not
He's
literally
sitting.
have done one more thing.
I could care less if you go to every NFL record in the books. He is sitting at home.
Mhm.
Sure.
Those are facts.
Yep.
You praised what's Baltimore quarterback?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
And
Not
he's
the
sitting
team
at
got
home.
hurt.
He's sitting at home. And then
Yeah,
Justin Herbert is sitting at home. So
Yeah.
for all you NFL quarterbacks out there, you don't want Clyde to be a fan. Unless you ask him as Brady. Wait a minute.
I
He's sitting
just
at home also,
know.
isn't he?
I just know this. About 12 weeks ago,
Yes,
Clyde
yep.
came for the Chiefs, and I said that day, and have said multiple occasions since then, okay, you're right. They're going to play for the Super Bowl.
No, you said they're
Remember
going to win
that?
it. You said they're going to win it.
Oh, I definitely think they're going to win it
Yep.
because I don't think that the Rams, who I do think unfortunately are going to win this damn game. Listen, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second.
You just
There
ain't trying to
isn't
hear
a
that right
defense.
now.
There isn't a defense left that causes a problem.
Yeah. Yes.
Like the Chiefs are going to put up. The Chiefs are going to put up half 100.
Yes.
Okay, so and I'm not saying I agree or disagree with this. I'm literally asking. The two best defenses left are both in the NFC. You don't think
Correct.
the Niners or the Rams defenses are a problem?
No, I'm 100% positive that neither one of those teams wants to match up against the Chiefs in any way, shape, or form. The last time the Rams played the Chiefs, I want you to remember, it's one of the best regular season games I've ever seen. It's like 56-52.
Yeah, it was like, I remember. We all remember that game.
Yeah. That was the Rams
defense.
defense. That was the Rams defense minus Von Miller.
Yep.
And Jalen. And
Jalen was on that team. What are you talking about?
Was he?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he was.
Was that his
Absolutely, he was
first
on
year
that
there?
team. Absolutely, he was on that team.
I feel like
And
that
I'm
was
telling
the
you,
year before.
listen, Jalen would love to play Tampa or play anybody else that has big physical receivers, right?
Mhm.
Because he owns them. You know
Yeah.
who Jalen doesn't want to see any parts of?
No, he can't cover.
Cheetah.
He can't cover Hill. Yeah, but
He-
again,
Okay,
I don't
You-
imagine. I
there's
don't imagine that the Rams would
nobody
be
in the
stupid enough.
NFC.
I don't
there's
imagine the
nobody
Rams
in
would
the
be
N-
stupid enough to do one-on-one that way.
There, you know what? Here's the problem. There's nobody in
Not
the
like they're the
NFC
Bills.
that has the linebackers
Mhm.
with athleticism enough to cover Kelsey while
Yes.
someone guards Cheetah. And
Mhm.
then we both know at some point in time, Mecole and Pringle, between the two of them, they'll make a receiver.
Yep. And oh, by the way, Edwards Hillier, who was below your line of sight. I mean, it's
Look,
it's unfair.
I said it in week 4 when you were busy shoveling dirt on them, talking about they weren't a dynasty. And I said then, what did I say?
They're not a dynasty. They won one time. One.
And I said, when they go to the Super Bowl the 3rd year in a row, you can't tell me that they're not.
Yep.
They're not.
Okay.
If you want to give them AFC dynasty, fine. Great.
Let me ask this question. If they win the Super Bowl this year, which means they will have been the 3 in a row and won 2 of them, you're going to tell me that's not an NFL dynasty in the free agency era? That's what you're going to tell me? Because I think everybody who watches football would say that you're high.
If they actually won it this year, I'd consider it.
That's
but they're
what
not
I
gonna
said.
win. I doubt they're going to win.
Okay. Sounds good. We got that on tape too. Sounds good.
No.
Next, let's
So
talk.
wait a minute. No. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I answered your question fairly. I would
You did.
appreciate the same. So winning one Super Bowl is a dynasty?
No one ever said it was.
I said that the first time you said it. I said no.
Okay, all right.
No.
But before you go on this rant of the people in the universe that you talk to that we don't talk to, that claim they're a dynasty, No one on these 5 tiles has ever said that the Chiefs are a dynasty.
Nope.
No one.
Not
ever said
yet.
they're a dynasty.
But the tiles need to recognize that that is out there in the ether because it is. All you
No,
gotta
we
do is
do
turn on
not.
your television.
That's
Hold on a
what
second.
talking heads'
There's a-
jobs are to do.
Exactly. And see, and I've made this statement before. And see, I don't buy into the foolishness. I don't let it get
either.
my hair up on the back of my neck. Oh, you definitely do because the Chiefs fired
I'm
him.
still here standing against it.
Okay, so it's simple as, okay, that's your opinion. I disagree, and then we move on. But like, you somehow think that because one or two talking heads said that now the universe believes that, and I don't think
Well,
you're
no.
gonna find. Let me finish, please. I don't think you're gonna find 1,000 people in this country to think the Chiefs are a dynasty. I do not.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, okay. Listen,
I know.
to make a serious point, out of what you just said.
because I saw your rant on Facebook about the same topic. So
Yes, but to make a serious point about what you just said, sir, a week or two ago, we had a whole conversation on this show about the influence of storytelling and media narratives as it relates to the 60-meter showdown that's going on at Melrose. And we all had different perspectives on it, but what we all did agree on is that a narrative was being painted, and that narrative matters in the ether of how people understand and relate and think about the sport. So if we all recognize that that happens in sport, how dare you deny what the value is when the talking heads are out there doing this? And they've been doing it.
okay,
They
hold on a
anointed
second.
Patrick
Okay,
Mahomes.
how
Wait a minute.
dare you challenge my intelligence, sir?
I'm not.
How dare you even begin to believe that I can, first of all, give two craps what the talking heads say? See, that's the difference between me and you and the other little people in the ether out there, right?
I don't care about it. I'm
because-
acknowledging
So you clearly care about it because you clearly believe that because the talking heads say that somebody's a dynasty, and because 40 or 50 people believe them, that it matters. Because it doesn't. Because those of us who truly understand the sport of football, those of us who are truly sports fans, understand the sports world, know the Chiefs are the dynasty.
Right.
If
So if they want, so
believe,
if there are 200 people that want to believe they're a dynasty, that's the beauty of America. It's your opinion.
if you
And
actually
who
believe that only the city of Kansas City
I didn't say
believes
that.
that the Chiefs are a
I didn't say
dynasty
that.
and that you said 200 people.
I know lots of Kansas City Chiefs fans, and I mean lots of them, and not one of them thinks they're a dynasty. Not one of them.
Okay.
Not one of them.
Again, my original issue with everything Chiefs is I don't root for hype. I think Patrick Mahomes is phenomenal. I'm a fan of his. I love to watch the dude play. What he's not is a threat to the GOAT chair, which he has been a threat to since year one.
Okay, so let me say this one more time. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. If you don't think he is, you're entitled to that. Those who believe he is, they're entitled to their opinion also. But
I got a question.
That's what they're paid to do.
I have a real life question.
Sure.
I know you do.
You've said a lot of things that are like iffy and strange to me, but I love it, and that's why we're friends. That one actually insults your own intelligence, because by every measurable possible, he's a threat to the GOAT chair. How long has Patrick Mahomes been in the league, sir?
5 years?
26 years old. 26.
4 years.
4 years.
1 year
This
he
is
sat.
year 5, right?
No.
Okay.
1 year he sat, and then this is his third year in a row of a run, right?
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
As a starter.
Okay. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. If in his third year as a starter, if they win the Super Bowl, look, that's what we're talking about. You got to win Super Bowls to even remotely get to the GOAT chair, right?
That is what we're talking
If they
about.
win, listen, if they win a Super Bowl this year, right? He's got 2 rings in 3 years as a starter, 2 rings in 4 years in the NFL. He's got more rings at this time than Brady, first of all. Second of all, and I think this is the bigger one, Brady will be gone sooner than later.
Yeah.
Rodgers will be gone.
Rodgers ain't even in the conversation. Don't even
Just
talk about
stop. Rodgers will be gone sooner than later. Josh Allen has to figure out how to keep really good players in Buffalo and still has to go through Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's got a long way to go. The Cardinals have proven that they got holes. Like I'm looking at the pretenders to the throne. The Saints were probably closer than you would ever think, except for the fact that, because I thought, you know what, the Saints would be a great place for Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers to land, because they might be a quarterback away from, oh wait, their coach just left.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, for you to say that the guy who is right now probably the best dude, right? Because if it's a stock, look, if it's a stock, top three, right? But if it's a stock, you're betting on that one because the other two stocks are on the downside, right? To say that the guy who is the most volatile stock right now, the one who's the most up arrow right now, isn't even a threat to the GOAT throne? What?
One ring.
I'm done, man.
So
It
listen
doesn't
to this.
matter what I say.
Listen to this.
But hold on 1 second though. Wasn't there a time when Brady only had one ring?
Yes, and no one anointed him with one ring.
Okay,
Okay. He had to get wait. He had to get number. Seriously. Seriously.
Reading and listening,
because this is revisionist history now.
Understanding the English language is huge here. Okay, huge. Being a threat to the throne.
That's what he said, a threat.
Okay, being a threat to the throne simply means that he's a threat to being the best quarterback in the league. Right?
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. Listen.
That's not what I'm talking about.
And even if he's a threat to the throne of being the greatest that ever played the game,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but that just simply means at this stage in his career, he's better than Brady was. And if he continues to play at this level throughout his career, he is a threat to possibly be better than Brady down the line. But let's be realistic. He's got a long way to go. But is he a threat? Absolutely he is.
But the conversation around that issue isn't about what he could be later. They have anointed him now.
You know what? I didn't disagree with you.
Listen to this.
I didn't disagree with what you said, but you said the man was not a threat to the GOAT throne. I can't.
He's not even close to it.
Idly buy and listen to that now.
He's not even close to it.
Okay.
Like I said, he's better after 3 years than Brady was.
Okay.
So clearly, if he continues at the same pace that he's playing now, if he plays as long as Brady does, he will be better than Brady.
Absolutely.
So clearly, he is a threat. Yes. He is not better than Brady at this time in his career, as far as like right now today. But if he continues on this path, and this is what I believe the talking heads are talking about, okay? If he continues on this path, he is a threat to be the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And that's what the talking heads are talking about. They're not saying he's better than Brady right now.
Exactly. He's not nowhere near. But you said
nobody
not a
believes
threat.
That.
And here's my issue.
He is a threat.
Here's my issue. If you look at the Chiefs right now, you know who they are? They look like the modern day dynasty 49ers because all of their superstars are about the same age. Right?
So listen,
young,
and remember,
fast.
Look, before Brady got to 6, right? Before Brady was the GOAT, Joe Montana was the GOAT, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. He had 4 in a really long career. And Patrick Mahomes is light years ahead of him too. Pace-wise.
Go ahead, Governor, because I'm interested in what you have to say, but I'm coming back to that.
So I decided to go and look and see what this narrative.
This is why we love the governor.
Narrative that the Chiefs have been anointed and all of that. I decided.
I never heard this any stuff, but go ahead. Maybe the governor.
So listen to this. This is verbatim. At the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Buffalo Bills this weekend, the Chiefs are on the cusp of NFL immortality. Specifically, the Chiefs are on the precipice of entering the discussion of becoming an all-time great dynasty. They are entering the discussion.
On the cusp.
On the
These are
That's awesome.
these are
So wait,
outside
stop.
Listen, I'm not done.
Stop.
This is the part. This is the part right
you
here.
stop.
I don't need to
Reasonable-
stop because he's cherry picking.
Reasonable fans can argue about what determines a dynasty, but by any measure, the Chiefs are knocking on the door.
That's great. I have no
The
problem with whoever
easiest
wrote that.
approach, is defining a dynasty by Super Bowl appearances, not necessarily wins, but appearances.
That's laughable.
Yes, wins are important, but no one would deny the Buffalo Bills were a dynasty in the early 1990s with 4 straight Super Bowl appearances.
An AFC dynasty.
A dynasty is a dynasty.
They
sir.
made it to the Super Bowl.
And they
yeah.
lost.
You
All
know,
of them.
listen, the
Epically.
Chiefs one is always the Bills one is always a tough. It
Absolutely.
just is.
And they lost
It's
to a
always a tough
dynasty. They lost to a dynasty that you root for, the Cowboys.
I don't root
That,
for them.
that was a dynasty.
Talk about the governor.
You know, that's how long ago that was. When the Cowboys used to be a dynasty.
I'm just going to try to lend some sense of normalcy or calm to the situation.
Wait, before you try to calm it down, can I ask Lamar my hot question? Because we should end with your calm.
Please.
Okay.
I want you in the audience to pay attention to the very, I don't think he was trying to be slick, but it's just true of what he said when he made reference to Joe Montana. By any rational people's mindset, pre-Brady, Joe Montana absolutely was in the GOAT chair. And Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. You see what Lamar admitted in his little speech? Brady had to get 6 before people would even remotely consider him better than Joe Montana.
No.
Which is ridiculous.
No.
Oh my God.
Not
Oh my
true.
God.
Not
Are
true.
y'all kidding me?
No, we
You-
really
first
need
of
to
all,
figure out who these drug folks you are
Right.
now.
Since the attack is at me, first of all,
It's not an
you and I
attack.
had a conversation after Brady won the 5th one, and I said to you, I'm gonna have to come off of my stance about Montana. Did I not? I said
You're
that
a
to you when he
rational
won his
person.
5th one. But
Okay,
you also have to
so
understand.
you can't judge everybody in the world off the irrational people that you listen to.
Part of the reason that what you just said is true in some people's minds is, and listen, we're not doing the Jordan LeBron debate, but it's this: the Niners went to the Super Bowl 4 times and won all 4 times.
Uh-huh.
That's it, right? It's that the fact that Brady had gone to a Super Bowl and lost. So in some people's minds, that's like some sort of black mark. It's ridiculous, but that's why, quote unquote, he had to win a 5th one to get to GOAT status, and he had to win a 6th one to cement GOAT status, because Joe went to 4 and won 4, and that's what it is. So
Okay.
look, again, that's not my argument. I just know people who have said that to me, right? That Joe was better because he went 4 times and won 4 times. He never lost. Like, and you know, like, look, that is what it is. But let's get to the calm, Sir Lucius, because we definitely need to move on.
Well, Sir Lucius,
We'll see.
I'd like to tell Sir Lucius something. Sir Lucius, to be clear, it seems that you think when I say the people and I'm talking about the narrative, you seem to believe that I am concerned with, I don't know, people I know in the world. like if I'm sitting on a computer arguing with Lamont Johnson about who's the better quarterback. No, I'm talking about, in seriousness, I'm talking about the people who do the writing, who produce the television, who are on networks, and yes, 100% promoting the things that I'm saying. It's just true. I can send you the tapes. It's been going on for years.
But here's the thing. Like, you're doing what you do better than anybody I know. You can take a narrative and change it into your own because you love controversy. You love a great argument, right? So there's a chance for you to create. What is your favorite word? Chaos, right? You love the chaotic you love it, right? So
Oh,
when you
boy.
have the chance, because you are a big Brady fan, right? And for those of us who know and love you, the one thing you are is you are a proud defender of the people that you love, right? So you're going to defend Brady to the end. And anybody that even attempts to claim anybody's anywhere near as good as him, you're not trying to hear it. And I'm going to sit here and tell you this, right? I'm going to sit here and tell you this, right? That Lamar knows better than anybody else. I have never been a Tom Brady fan. I don't cheer for anybody who went to Michigan, and y'all know that, right? But I admitted to him after the 4th Super Bowl, we had this discussion, and we came to the conclusion that the only reason that we couldn't give Brady the nod as a GOAT at that time was because he had lost one and Joe never had.
Because he was
So
4 for 5.
nobody's ever going to take away who Brady is. But when you're talking about, instead of us, it's kind of like the LeBron Jordan thing.
Yeah,
instead of us trying to talk about what Mahomes hasn't done that Brady has, can we celebrate the fact that we have a quarterback who is coming to a league and in his 3rd year as a starter has his team on the cusp of going to the big dance again? Let's celebrate that. And if he becomes
in a year where they
someday,
supposedly had him figured out.
okay, see, that was unfair. Behave yourself.
No, I'm being serious. Like pundits were talking. And my point is, you don't make the kind of adjustments that he has made in a short amount of time and show the calm and patience that he has made and the maturity unless you're a different cat, right? When you're young, you want to throw the ball
a different
far.
guy. Yeah.
When you're young, you want to throw and you can throw the ball as far as he can. You want to throw the ball far.
See, all I'm
So
saying.
how about this stat? How about this stat?
Okay.
The Chiefs are 3-1 when the win probability is below 5%, not 50%, not 15%, below 5%.
And that's all on Patrick Mahomes.
1. And you're telling me that this man is not a magician? Like, how?
He's great. He's great. And so is Andy Reid.
Before we go down this train that he's got the best weapons in the league and all this stuff,
which he doesn't.
Which doesn't matter.
Wait,
because
time
there's
out.
a lot of people.
He doesn't have the best weapons in the league. Stop it. Joe Burrow does. Stop that. Joe Burrow has 3,000-yard wide receivers. Stop it.
Okay, so at the end of the day, I could care less if he had 12. The man's got to throw on the ball, right?
Right.
So I don't believe in this narrative that they were supposed to win. They had the best players. Somebody had to coach them. They had to perform, because we have seen throughout the history of sports in a wide variety of different arenas where the best team didn't always win, where the best athlete didn't always win. So I would just like for somebody to give this man credit for being a 3-year starter and playing for his chance to play in his 3rd Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And quit comparing him to Brady, because at the end of the day, if he ever gets to be the GOAT, he's going to do it in a totally different way than Brady did it. Because nobody's ever played the position the way Brady does. Let's just stop that right there. They're 2 different quarterbacks, 2 different skill sets, but they both happen to be phenomenal players, and they both have to be phenomenal winners. So leave it at that.
You know what's funny about what you just said, though, is that nobody's played the position like Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is a gunslinger like Brett Favre and Tony Romo and that group, but he doesn't throw interceptions like they did.
No, he doesn't.
That's true.
That's the weird thing. He's a huge risk taker and throws the ball all over the place, right? Eyes closed, cross-body, left-handed. But he throws interceptions like Aaron Rodgers does, like not really at all. And if you look at his interception totals this year, if you look at them, because I actually watched every single Chiefs game this year because of fantasy, like 70% of his interceptions this year touched his wide receivers' hands and were tipped.
Yep.
They're interceptions, they count, right? But if you throw the ball and your wide receivers, both his hands touch the ball, I'm sorry, that ain't on you.
I agree with you on that, sir. Would you not acknowledge that a huge part of that specific development, his decision making and lack of interceptions, Andy Reid deserves a ton of credit for that because he wasn't that guy in college.
Well, here's what's funny. I will without question acknowledge that coaching matters, but you know what's funny? What's funny that you say that is Brady had the best coach to ever coach the sport as his coach for 98% of his career, but you never want to talk about who coached him.
You're insane. I talk about Bill Belichick is my favorite coach of all time.
I'm just saying, let's not.
He's a defensive guy,
but you're always trying to poop on Patrick Mahomes.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah, no, you are, because again, you throw the subtle shade. Yes, he's great.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you say yes, he's great, but he's got the best weapons. I mean, first of all, it's just not true, right? Like, he's got really good weapons for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this right now: the 3 wide receivers that play for Cincinnati and their tight end room and their running back is the best assemblage of offensive talent given to a quarterback in the NFL. And the second best group is in Dallas, and they can't beat anybody.
Well, Dak's not in this conversation. But
my point is, you're talking about these
that
great
speaks
weapons.
to the point. That speaks to
You're
the
talking about
point.
these
Just
great
because you have great weapons, somebody has to get the weapons the ball. And give the man credit. And can we move on? Because this gives
we didn't even pick who we picking. So I'll make it bad. I'm taking Cincinnati and I'm taking the 49ers. Cincinnati.
Of course you're taking Cincinnati. You're going 0-2. Who you got, Governor?
And those aren't predictions, those are wishes.
We know.
I got KC and I got the Niners.
Listen, I'm going to say this out loud. I obviously have the Chiefs. I want to pick the 49ers. Like, because the 49ers literally Debo the Rams.
Yes.
Like, the Rams, the Rams are holding the 49ers pocket in jail.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's how it goes. But if the Rams in their current machination, like the Rams team I watched play last week, if that Rams team loses to this 49ers team, literally, if I hear one more person say Sean McVay is a genius, or one person tell me how good Matt Stafford is, I promise you I will punch them in the throat. Because if they lose this game to the 49ers, it is one of the biggest choke jobs in the history of choke jobs, because they're better at football than the 49ers are right now.
Look, that's the
When
narrative
the Niners,
talking about,
when
right?
the Niners,
Sean McVay is a genius. Matt Stafford is all-world talent. That's the narrative we're talking about.
When the Niners went into Green Bay,
I'm not a Matt Stafford fan.
When the Niners went into Green Bay and beat them in their house, I said,
okay, but see, wait, let's go backwards. Here's what I'm going to say. And look, yes, I know that I am an Aaron Rodgers fan and apologist, but let's be clear. If you lose a game in which the other team was only better at the game at 15%, right? You were better at them in offense, better than them at defense, and you lose a football game because your special teams is that bad, like, that's an anomaly that can't be repeated. Like, you got to understand something. I had a tweet that I was going to put out, and I should have, that having Aaron Rodgers and that defense attached to that special teams is like having a maximum security prison surrounded by a moat, but leaving the gate unlocked. I mean, there's just no, listen, you can't lose a football game where the other team doesn't score on offense and or on defense. You can't lose that football game. And they did. Yeah. And they did because their special teams are so bad that they couldn't block anybody to kick a field goal, and they couldn't block anybody for a punt, which the punter took 17 steps and 20 minutes to punt the ball. Like, what are we doing? So, look, the Niners won that game. Let's be clear. They weren't the best team. I was happy for the result for my household, but the Niners are not a better football team than the Rams right now. I still think the Niners may win the game, but my brain won't let me pick the inferior team. That's all I'm saying. It's like this is one of those games I would never, ever in life bet on because I couldn't feel good about money on either side.
Sir Lucius.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord have mercy. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go big time homer on this one, and I'm gonna hope that we
You
get
gonna pick the
to
Browns?
actually revisit some history here. Okay. I don't know what's in your cup, but clearly the Browns aren't playing, so
Tequila.
So I'm gonna go the Bengals and the Niners.
Wow.
And then we're going to have a replay of whatever Super Bowl that was they played back in the day. But this time, the Bengals are going to get into the Super Bowl. So
Just for the record,
White.
the Niners won that game. I think it's still the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history.
It's about
42.
appearances.
Was Sam
It's
White
about appearances.
the head coach?
It was like 55-16 or something in that Super Bowl.
But
Like I said,
the more recent, the last time the Bengals and the Niners played was one of the best Super Bowls ever, and very close.
Well, it was a close game. It wasn't one of the best Super Bowls ever.
hold on a second. So is that not the game I'm talking about?
I know that's.
I mean, I don't know.
He was talking about the
I don't know
original
which game
blowout
you're
from like
talking about.
81 or something.
Yeah, we're talking about
I
the first.
said. So now you just take it over my conversation.
I mean, it happens.
I would like to
Isn't-
point out.
What?
I would like to
Not
point out.
today. It doesn't.
I would like to point out for all that trash he was talking at me. Me and Lucius got the same picks.
For
The
different
game was-
reasons.
The game was in
For different
1982, and the score was 26-21. It
Yeah.
played in Detroit. So,
Are you done now? If I'm not mistaken,
if-
Pete Johnson was on that team, and maybe even Chris Collinsworth, and
I think wasn't Boomer Esiason the coach, the quarterback for the
quarterback.
Bengals?
Yeah, probably was.
I'm trying.
What's next, Chew?
So wait. Let me get this straight. These two on the bottom both picked the Bengals and the Niners,
Yeah.
and my man's over here, the governor, picked the 49ers and the Chiefs, right?
Chiefs.
So I'm the only one that has the Chiefs and the Rams.
You are.
Okay, this is awesome.
You are.
This is awesome.
You went
All right.
chalk. You're the only one going chalk.
You
I
went
didn't go
chalk,
chalk.
and Clyde and I both went with our hearts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I went brains.
We did.
Now I may lose, but I went brains.
We did. I will take my L on heart. I will take it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, all
Well-
I'm saying is it's been a crazy playoffs. Chalk ain't gonna hold.
It's blowing
Okay.
in the wind every time. So we will segue, hard segue, to the
Back to the
top.
track.
Yeah, back to the track. Yes, go to the outer skirts of the football field. We will go to the top 5 U.S. based, United States based.
Domestic.
So
indoor facility.
Birmingham, England is not in this one.
No.
They're not.
So top 5 indoor tracks in the United States. What you got?
Ooh, do we have to put them in order 1 through 5, or we just pick 5?
Just pick 5. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
just
what you
pick
Okay,
five.
I just making sure because I couldn't put them in order. Yeesh.
All right. Well, Lamar, go first. What's one?
Oh Jesus. All right. Clemson, Arkansas,
This is in order.
Texas.
No.
She just said I didn't have to put them in order.
Okay.
She
All
just
right.
said that.
Chew, you
She just
just
said
let him
that.
off the hook. The whole idea we were supposed to rank.
Okay, then
Rank.
put them in order, please.
Put them in order. Put them in order.
Okay.
Don't let him off the hook. We were supposed to rank.
Clemson, Arkansas,
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech.
2 more.
That's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Oh God. Spire
Outside the box.
and the O'Connell Center, but it doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Literally.
Fail. Fail.
Literally.
Fail. We need a number
It has
5.
to exist.
We need a number
Um,
5. It's not a nostalgia ranking.
I understand. Number 5, I'm gonna pick the Armory.
Okay.
Do we get
Okay.
explanations for any of it?
Sure, I'll give brief explanations.
All right.
Clemson, because it's a mountain and it's new and it's wide and nobody runs slow there. Arkansas, because everybody has run fast there. Texas Tech, because everybody runs fast there and there's altitude. So those 3 were easy. Spire, because you know that the track is different and is worth running on when people complain about times they come out of there. They complain about how you seed races. They complain that you use lanes that don't exist every place else, because at the end of the day, it's the only track that looks like it in the United States, right? It's the only track you can run in lane 8 indoors around the oval. And then
that's
the
false,
Armory,
because you can run in lane 8 at Iowa State.
yeah, but ain't nobody trying to do that, and it ain't fast. So you're right, since you want to be right, but I'll take lane 8.
Right, I am right. That's a fact.
I'll take lane 8 at Spire over lane 8.
Hold on a second. This wasn't a debate on whether or not
you're right.
Take
Next,
lane 8 over another
Armory.
lane 8. Exactly. Just to say you were wrong and move on.
I said I was wrong twice.
Then move on.
Sir Lucius was correct. Ames, Iowa still sucks. I said it.
The cup
And number 5 is for me is the Armory, because there've been some ridiculously special things that have happened there, including a collegiate dude jumping 28 feet in the long jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Wait,
Who's next?
pause for a second.
Lucius has to be next.
Okay.
Okay.
Why do
Pause
I
for a
have to be
second.
next?
Mont, do not call me when you're watching this. That's all I have to say. Do not call me. First off, I will be.
so-
Please, Sir
So-
Lucius, fancy us with your knowledge.
I don't think there's any way I'm ever going to rank any place over Arkansas. I mean, the historical content of the things that have happened there, and now the improved warm-up area and all that stuff, because the warm-up area is big for me. So I'm always going to go with Arkansas number 1. I also think Clemson is an incredible place to run, because like you said, nobody ever runs slow. I think Clemson and Texas Tech are actually, they have the same structure, the same specs. And then, so South Carolina falls in there, but South Carolina's problem is they don't have warm-up and they don't have bathrooms, so they can't be on the list. So I'm going to go Arkansas, and I'm going to go Clemson because I've run here. I'm not a big fan of altitude, so I'll put Texas Tech 3rd because they have a phenomenal warm-up area as well. I am also don't know how you don't put Texas A&M on the list, because there's been way too many fast times run there. And again, they have a phenomenal warm situation. And then the 5th track for me is going to be the track at University of Boston. People go there all the time and run very, very fast in the distance races. But if you pay close attention and people ever go there and run, they run fast in the 200 and 400 as well. So that's my top 5.
The launch pad, Boston. Would you like me to go next? So you close it out, or you want to go?
I'll go next. I'll go next. So the part that's frustrating to me, and hopefully I will get to see these new facilities to get some clarity, but let's just start with my number 1 is going to be Arkansas. And I mean, phenomenal place to go run. Probably the best place to go jump in the entire country. I mean, what we saw last year, I mean, insane stuff. Number 2, I would say Texas Tech. Number 3, I would say A&M. Number 4, I would say Birmingham.
A
And-
hydro. Okay.
And number 5. Number 5, I will say New Mexico. Those are my top 5.
You've never been to Clemson, huh?
I've never been to Clemson, so I cannot.
Okay.
I can't.
that
I can't
explains
give
your
the
answer.
judgment. I've
That
seen.
explains your answer.
I've seen.
If you've been to Texas Tech, you've been to Clemson. They're the same track.
Okay. Okay.
So
Clemson is higher.
No, it's not.
no, it's not.
Mm-mm.
The exact same.
South
the exact same
Carolina,
specs.
South Carolina,
South Carolina,
Clemson have
Clemson,
the
and
same
Texas Tech were all the
schedule.
same.
Okay, so while prepping this question, because I chose to think about this one for a little longer than normal. The governor asked in our chat, what makes a proper facility? What makes a facility the best facility? So for me, the tracks have to be fast. That's obvious, right? But with indoor, it's so specific to things. So for me, I can't put you on the list if you don't have elevated runways, because those seem to matter.
Bye A&M.
And I can't put you on the list if the warm-up situation is inadequate. Now, I think, just from a US perspective, every place in the country could even still improve the warm-up situation.
Yeah.
But it used to be awful everywhere, and now places have made improvements. So for me, Texas Tech, all encompassing, is number 1. Arkansas, because of the improvements to the warm-up area, is just slightly number 2. But when Arkansas, you have to throw in the back,
Yeah.
in a different building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not as cool for the throwers as it would be otherwise. So that's how I draw that distinction between the two there. So then number 3, see, I love Clemson, but the warm-up situation is ridiculous. Okay, you're banished outside to the outdoor track, and that may or may not work out, especially January, February.
Okay, so may I help you here?
Yes, sir.
The Clemson warm-up situation is better than you know, because now they have 70 meters of 9 lanes heated.
Oh, that's new.
That's
Yeah.
new.
Is it like hot from the floor?
That's an upgrade from what it was.
They have heaters in the tent. It's nice.
Wait, hold on. In the tent, where is the tent? Wait, hold on. Where's the
It's
tent?
outside, right?
No, the tent is outside on the outdoor track. So there's
so like a bubble.
not-
Okay.
it's a tent. Like it's 70 meters of tent. A
Okay.
big tent. It's not a little tent. It's a big tent.
Yeah.
Right. It covers like 8 or 9 lanes of the track. No, it covers 10.
Of the actual
stop.
outdoor track.
Of the
Yeah.
actual outdoor track.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're still banished outside, but they put a bubble over the straightaway
Yes.
Correct.
And
it's
heated
heated.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
no,
And it's heated.
listen, it's a solution.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
And a good one.
I ain't mad at it. Okay, so I'm glad you said that, because that now puts them solidly number 3 for me. Because
Okay.
I was gonna put them lower. Okay, so that's number 3. I today changed my list because I arrived in here in Albuquerque, and the improvements made here in Albuquerque are phenomenal. First of
It
all,
looks really good.
First of all, I know there's some people that think like they just resurfaced it. No. It's a completely different track. It's
Yeah.
higher than it used to be. One of the knocks on Albuquerque was the track was too low, which it
Yeah.
was, and the lanes were too small, which they absolutely were. Oh, no, that is no longer the case. It's as wide as legal could be, and the lanes are wide as you want them.
Wow.
It's higher than it used to be. It's not as high as Clemson and Tech and Arkansas, but it's definitely higher than it used to be. And the straightaway, which basically used to be glued to the floor, right?
Yes.
Is now, no, that's no longer the case either. It's on a platform now. So it's got some bounce to it.
Wow.
Right? They have a an indoor full, right? Because if you go to Birmingham, what do you got? You got 4 lanes of warm up in the back, right?
Yeah.
We now have 4 full length Mondo lanes in the building for the warm up. No more back room on the carpet, right?
In the concourse.
In the concourse, that's
Yes.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
They still,
And
they
so,
still
so
have,
you're not across the street near the building anymore?
no, you right there. And if you we've all been to Albuquerque, the track used to kind of sit dead center, right?
Yeah.
They've shifted it back and created a full scale weight throw area,
Wow.
turf and all.
Oh, nice.
Real 4 lanes of warm up with a walk area that's all Mondo, right? And they still have the elevated runways, but they've been moved in and they seem more bouncier than ever. It's phenomenal. So
Okay.
if you weren't planning to come to Albuquerque, I would suggest you come on out because it's gonna roll. So there's my number 4. And then I liked the outside the box of the Spire, but I can't do that. At the end of the day, it's flat track. I can't do it. The launch pad.
It's a 300-meter flat track, though.
Listen, if we just talking about ovals, the launch pad is a top 3 oval, but the straightaway ain't all that, and the jumps ain't all that. No. So and the Armory, that was a New York homer pick. So I will say that the governor threw in Birmingham, which I like, and I have some emotional attachment to. What Spokane has built, they basically took the Birmingham model, made it higher, the binding is faster, the warm-up situation is better. They don't have the elevated runways though. But that's my number 5. Spokane, number 5.
I feel like the undercover number 5 is gonna be Louisville's spot, but people have to go and run there. And so like my issue with why I didn't put A&M in the 5 is if you take the NCAA and SEC meets out of A&M,
Exactly.
that place ain't been that fast.
Exactly.
If you put those people on it, I mean, y'all can run in my living room and it would be a top 5 track. If you took the SEC meet and the NCAA meet and put it in my house, right? So like, if you look at regular meets at A&M, ain't nothing crazy that really
Listen,
happens.
A&M's lanes are a little skinny, and they don't have the elevated runways.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
the football team is taking it over, and they just gonna snap and build them a new thing. So maybe the new thing gonna be the best thing ever.
Right. The new thing's probably going to be the best thing ever hit the
And
track.
then-
Has anyone been to Liberty?
It's really
I
bad.
haven't been there, but I've heard it's really.
I've heard it is. I've seen pictures.
Yeah,
It
I've
looks
seen pictures. Yeah,
awesome.
but the problem with A&M is like they don't ever have any big bang regular season meets.
Yeah.
Right.
In a lot they have now. Back when they used to, there was some pretty good performances out of it.
Yeah.
So you need to stop that.
And I think the thing I don't like about the A&M facility is like one of the things that like they ballyhooed about it when it started that in practice is actually not that great. Its overall size, unless it's full for the SEC meet or the NCAA meet, is actually problematic, right? Like how far the stands are from the oval track is actually not cool unless really, really awesome stuff is going on the dash track.
And if you're a jumps coach or horizontal
it's
jumps
good
coach,
one.
It's not fun.
oh,
I mean, understand this. I didn't put that place in my top 5, and my only NCAA champion was won at that meet, at that facility.
Yeah.
Because being a jumps coach there is awful. You want to shoot yourself.
Am I not we did a shakeout today. Texas Tech doesn't have elevated runways. It's flat.
No. It's dug out.
I said, yes, it is. It's
So
dug out.
it's flat, but it's dug out. So it's hollow.
Okay. I didn't go over there. It is
Got it.
Yeah.
Primo.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
it
I'll go
gives
walk
back.
over there.
Yeah, it is good.
It's flat elevated.
Yes.
Everything's been elevated to it.
Mhm.
All right.
Which is just another little kink, little subtlety that you may not notice, but makes it
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. And I'll
Interesting.
be willing to bet you that that's something they do in A&M's new facility.
Sure.
I mean, if you're going to, you might as well, right?
I mean, I don't think there's anybody that knows Pat that doesn't think that he's going to make it the best,
Yeah.
if not
Take-
close to the best
yeah.
facility in the
Take
country.
pieces of everything.
Yeah.
All right. So last but not least, we are going to talk about this women's 4x4 that is being sprinkled in conversations left, right, and center. There's a certain population of which they believe and are speaking about that the U.S. women's 4x4
Domestic.
domestic going to
The professionals, the grown people.
yes, as well, break the 4x4 record. Do we think this is going to happen?
Who's the relay coach?
See, I
It
could be so
hasn't
petty
It's
even
the
right
been
now.
4x4. It's the 4x4.
I could be so petty
if
right
we're
now.
if we're talking about breaking a world record solo, because that's what they have to do. Oh, the order matters, bro.
Okay, well,
You
so,
know
but okay, it does matter, but like you can't ask who the coach is because that's not part of the question. Because you can't
Part of the
answer
equation.
Okay, I'll tell you what. So then you're the coach, sir. Now answer the question.
I think that if any of us here on the Four Tiles were making the decisions, they would get as close as humanly possible to doing it. I don't think they can do it solo.
I don't think they can do it solo because that's incredibly difficult. B, what I find more interesting, like the intrigue, is that the best group probably only has one true quarter miler on it.
Yes.
And that's what I found. That's what I find most awesome.
And that would be a coaching decision.
The decision was made. They ran the best 4 last year. Stop it.
That's very debatable in the world. It's been debated. It's been debated on this show.
How's it debated?
How was
It hasn't
that?
been debated. We all agreed it was the best 4 we had.
Again, I didn't say that we disagreed. I said it's debatable and it's been debated, and it has been debated.
You said it's
and
been
it was a
debated.
point of-
Okay.
it
hasn't
it
been
was a
debated
point
by
of
the 5 of
controversy.
us.
It was a point of
Point of
controversy. Don't act
controversy.
like it wasn't.
Okay. The best 4 girls ran.
Yeah,
Some
and
people
I
don't
just
think
I think that it's very, very interesting that we all basically accept the fact that the best 4x4 in the world includes 2 400 hurdlers and a half miler. I think that's awesome, and it says a lot.
I'm not. Well, see, now
Go
now
ahead.
we're getting into
Go ahead, do what you normally do. Tell the world about how Delilah doesn't deserve to be on the relay. Go ahead.
I am saying you said that we all agree that the best team possible includes 2 400-meter hurdlers and an 800-meter runner. I think that all
Because the
four of
last
us
time we had
agree
this
on-
conversation, we did all agree on that.
Okay, I think we all agree that. I think we all agree that about Mo and Sid. I don't particularly agree as it pertains to Muhammad. I'm not sure. I think that's a year-to-year situation, whereas I feel Sydney and Mo will be the standard for years to come. And I'll tell you what, and again, she didn't make the team, right? So for last year, it was a moot point. But if Shamir makes the team in the 400 hurdles, I'll take Shamir in a flat 4 over Delilah. Sorry, I just will.
I mean, it's interesting that you say that. I mean, Big League, what was Delilah's split on
48.8.
Olympics?
Yep, she ran extremely
Okay.
well.
Second
She
fastest.
ran
split.
extremely well.
Okay.
And
Governor, have at it,
so
sir.
to me, the order that they ran, they were going to win no matter what, right? I don't pop off Sid if I'm trying to break the world record. I don't put Sid out the blocks with a stick in her hand if I'm trying to break the world record. I don't do that.
So who do you pop off?
Someone else.
Oh, that's who?
Are we talking? Is the
It's
question-
your relay. You pop off whoever you want.
Sir, I'm asking you a question. Are you asking me the question last year and I have to run those 4 people?
Mm-hmm.
then I would I honestly, if I'm trying to break the record, I might have popped off Mo. I might have popped off Mo.
So you pop off the chick that hates blocks.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Does matter.
It doesn't matter because because Mo can run 49 low, whether she likes blocks or not, from the blocks. She might even go out there and run a 48 if she feels she get a mind to.
Sid can't.
She can, but Sid splits 47 on the fly, and no one else did.
Yes, and Mo could if she was forced to. And
But
Sid, okay. Sid, okay. Hold on a second. I don't know that Sid split 47. I think the only one that I know that split 47 is Allison. So
Sid did it.
when did Sid split 47?
The one before.
Okay, Governor, I'm gonna let you go ahead because I really don't have much to say about this.
You're not answering the original question?
I'm gonna let him answer it.
I'm in the same boat. I feel like there has to be a legitimate challenge, and with any foursome at this point, with this generation, there's no one that can match the U.S. woman. You know, I also brought up the, you know, so, okay, what did we witness in 92 and 93, right? It started with 91 with the men's team losing to the British team. They come back 92 with a vengeance. 93, they end up breaking the record again. But there was some pain and heartbreak and, you know, like being one of the only US men's 4x4s to lose, that spurred that generation on to do what they did. So with this current crop, they know they're the best, right? So what does it boil down to? Every single individual that gets that baton in their hand has to be thinking about the clock. You're not thinking about whoever else is in the race. You're thinking about the clock, and you're trying to break the record. I think what I saw in Tokyo, there was an attempt to break the record, okay? And again, no crowd, you know, that certainly didn't help. But also there was no stimulus. Where was the stimulus, right? Other than yourself, other than running for your teammates. So I think it's just further proof positive of how unbelievable that 4x4 record is. Do I think we have the talent to do it? Yes. But do I think the situation is going to present itself? No, it's not.
Governor, you bring up a good point. If it was ever going to be done, I think it would be this year in front of the home crowd.
Probably, yep.
I mean, we don't have a team to push us. So it's literally.
I don't think that, I'm the old guy here, so I've seen this a lot. And the guys like the Mike and Butch and those guys, it's a different swagger to them.
Yeah.
A different hunger to them. And I think some of those guys too were running for a little bit of money. Big so that, you know, they got bonuses for, and I think there's just factors here that, you know, when you talk about the four ladies we just mentioned, they all make a pretty good living, and whether they go out and break a record on the relay doesn't matter to them as far as their paychecks go.
Yeah.
So that and the fact that I don't think anybody can push them, I just don't think it ever going to happen. I don't care what order you run. And so.
So since we all agree, let me add a different question twist. If moving forward this year, if the question was the top 4 400 hurdlers versus the top 4 400-meter runners, who you got?
You're muted.
I don't think that's a question.
Is Mo in the 400-meter group?
No. I was.
That's
hoping
a real
one
question.
of you, no, I was hoping one of you would say that. Yes, Mo gets to race with the 400-meter runners.
And they win.
Okay. So it at least makes it interesting. Because
they
if
win.
Mo's not in the 400, if Mo's in the 400, not in the 400 group, then hell no.
If Mo's
So
not in the
that's-
400 group, it makes it interesting. If Mo's in the 400 group, they curb stop them. It's not even close.
So
Wow.
you got, so that's Sid, Delilah, Shamir, and who? That's the question. Who's
Anna
the fourth one?
Cockrell.
And Anna, yeah, I'd say Anna.
Hey, I just asked.
I'd say Anna.
I'm just
Sure.
Anna. I'm just
Okay. So it's those four versus
Quinera.
Quinera,
Mo.
Allison, Mo,
and Mo.
and who? Quinera, Allison, Mo, and who?
Who was fourth in that race?
And to be clear, to be respectful,
Probably maybe Lena Irby.
maybe
Oh.
somebody, but
I'm
to
taking
be,
I'm taking the 400 hurdlers.
see, that's
No,
what I'm
you're
saying.
not.
To be clear, like, don't
You're
get it
taking an
twisted.
L.
Well,
Mm-mm.
Sir Lucius, I think we all agree if you get prime Allison, it's not a conversation. But respectfully, prime Allison doesn't exist. So it's current Allison. It's not 47 Allison.
I feel like this. I feel like the only person in the world who has a chance of starting in front of a Thing Mo and finishing in front of a Thing Mo is Sid.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why I think that
can
the
you
400
get her
hurdlers will
far
win.
enough in front of her?
I don't think she has to be that far.
I'm gonna say you say
Okay,
far
well-
enough in front.
It's just
How
my
hard
thought,
is
right?
So you believe if they get
That's
to stick
the
together,
cool
Sid
part
wins?
about this question. That's the cool part about this question. Is
So
that
you think that they get to stick together, Sid wins?
if Sid's in front, yeah.
Yes.
I do.
Okay,
If Sid is in front,
so if they get to stick within inches of each other, Sid
No.
wins the race.
no.
No. If Sid
No.
gets to stick like 2 meters in front, yes.
No, she still doesn't win.
Okay, I mean, that's
Wow.
fair.
I mean, listen, there's no wrong answer here, but it's amazing to hear you say it.
I'll say this.
Mm.
I know this much. I would personally pay $100 at least to see that race.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
not
if
paying for it, but I want to be able to watch it.
So in terms of a spectacle, right? Why aren't people thinking of this? Because you have eight candidates for those two relays
Governor.
that it could be you
Governor?
could witness. Now think about this. What we're saying. You put Mo and Sid on anchor leg. You don't think we're going to witness one of the greatest
Governor?
times?
I
Governor-
think the thing you're missing here is like there's a weak link here, folks, and it's a very weak link. You see, look, and I
Wait. What's the weak link? What's the weak link? Anna Cockrell versus who?
Versus Lena Irby?
That's not a weak
it's a
link.
weak link. Okay,
I'll take
I
Anna
don't know
Cockrell.
about that.
okay, I do.
okay,
So-
so
All right. So
going
for
off
clarity,
World Athletics, going off World Athletics,
right?
our top four are Quinera, Allison, Kendall Ellis, and Waddling. And then Shamir, and then Lena.
We most definitely forgot about Waddle and Jonathan, and that's
Yes.
terrible.
We did forget about Waller.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
and
That's
see,
awful.
so now I'm definitely going with the quarterback.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was basing it off the team you named. If it's Wadlin instead of Lena Irby, I don't think that the 400 hurdlers can.
And I'm just telling you.
That's
Yeah,
not a diss to
probably.
Lena. It's not a diss to Lena. I'm just saying.
Look,
It's just a different person.
I think that Waddling is definitely a better quarter miler, and I apologize to Waddling myself because Waddling has dropped 49 seconds on my head a lot of times. I don't need to see that no more, right? So I said that to her before the semifinal of the Olympic Games. I said, I have watched you run 49 seconds too many times. You got to do it again today. And she laughed. I got you, coach.
That's a Gamecock. We
Yes,
dropped
it
that
is.
ball.
Yes,
Drop that ball.
yes, y'all do. So I'm gonna give her credit. So now the court, now that we put the proper people on there, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, listen. with Waddling. No, but here's what's so bad. Think about how we had to juke the stats for the quarter milers. Because here's the deal: if you take a thing Mo off the group, no shot the 400 meter runners beat the 400 hurdlers.
No, no, second. You were the one to put it on there. So don't.
I put her on
I
there.
didn't. No, I didn't.
I put her on
Clyde
there.
did.
And
I
I
asked
put
her
her on there.
questions.
Whoever
And
put
I
her
put her on there. She is a very legitimate 400 meter runner. Okay.
She was our best girl last year, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So she's it wasn't juking the stats, as we say, but
I'll tell you
Governor,
this: there's a race that is actually TV worthy though. A thing Mo versus Sid in an open 400. That actually is like that's $1 million race worthy.
Now and so so now I have two things to say. If we ever got to see that, a 400 meter race, blocks, the real thing, I'll take Mo. But if it's on a split, I'll take Sid.
What was Sid split at the World Championships?
I don't remember which meet it was, but she has a 47.9 on record somewhere. But
No,
Governor, you weren't on the show.
49.85.
Governor,
Say
you
again?
weren't.
49.85 is what I think I saw.
That's what she ran
That
last
was-
year out of the
That
hole.
was I'm talking about what her split was at the World Championships in Doha.
Governor, on a previous show,
Because the only person I
I
know
was
that has run
politicking.
47 is Allison.
I was politicking for Mount Sac, make it happen. 400 hurdles versus 400. We need to see that. We need to see that 4x4. Mount Sac, it's the best place to do it. It's the right time of the year to do it. Just coaches make it happen.
So Big League, you went off the world rankings, right? So I went on Track and Field News just to, and it's, I don't think it's much different, but it was Allison off of times, Allison, Mo, Quinera, and Waterland. And then you had Sid, Delilah, Shamir, and Anna, right? So those are the same people, right? Yeah. So yeah, you're right. You're right, Sir Lucius. That weak link on the 4x4 on the 4 hurdles group.
Yeah,
but
it's the problem.
That's juxtaposed with waddling, though.
Right. That my issue is it was that like Anna Cockrell versus Lena Irby. Like I think we're okay.
Yeah.
No diss to Lena. I'm just saying she's not waddling.
Right.
I just here's what's funny. I think most people who watch our show are going to engage in this conversation we're having, but I don't think most people really understand how fast we're talking.
Oh yeah.
49 flat a leg is 316.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World record's
3:15,
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is almost a full second faster than 49 flat a leg. Like we are not talking about running remotely slow. Like in order to have a shot at this, you're going to have to open up in 49 really low.
Yes.
Out the blocks.
Out the blocks.
And that's why I said what we were talking about before. If I'm trying to take the record and I have the team that we had last year, I know for a fact that Mo can go out there and give me the 49 low, 49.0 maybe that we need. And everyone else on the stick can give me the 48 or a 47 that we would need to do the record. That if I'm chasing the record,
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna go on the record telling you this. Sidney McLaughlin has never split 47 seconds, and the only person on that team that ever has is Allison. And since we don't have prime Allison, exactly. So and since we don't, as you say, have prime Allison, that group cannot break this record. They cannot.
But wait a minute. On the math that, and I already said that I didn't think they could, but on the math that Lamar just perfectly laid out, 49 flat a leg gets you to 16. So all you need is 48.5 a leg, right?
Well, that's really easy.
No, it's not
40,
really easy.
No, actually, you need 48.75 a leg.
Exactly.
You need to drop a second.
Right.
To get to
so
315
all
flat.
I'm saying is you have humans who can give you the 49 low out the blocks that you would need. And no one has to be a 47 to break the record.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna have to be basically a 47 to run 48.7 when you're up by 50 meters.
Yes, and this is the problem.
And that's the point that people don't get. Like, listen, the
Cathedral
men's 4x4 record is the United States is almost 2 seconds faster than any other country. Right? They did that solo dolo. I need people to understand this. The world record in the women's 4x4 is 3:15.17 by the Soviet Union. Second place and second on the all-time list is 3:15.51. Same race.
Yes.
Next is the GDR at 3:15.92. Next, funny that this is, Russia. So Soviet Union's 1 and Russia's 4 at 3:18.38. Is anybody listening to me? The first three teams are from 88, same race, and 84, where I'm not sure they had drug testing. and then a Russian team from 93 is 3 seconds back. 3:15.17, folks.
I mean, listen, if you want
to look, you see my side eye?
I'll give you another side eye if we want to go there. I would make the argument that our women's team in Tokyo set the legitimate world record.
I'm not going to go that far. What they run? 20?
No.
19?
No. What
they run
in Tokyo?
Okay, so back to 2019.
Wait, what are we running in Tokyo?
Okay, so that relay team ran 3:21.8. Phyllis Francis led off in 50.6. Sid McLaughlin split 48.7. Muhammad ran 49.4. And then, let's see, Wadlin ran 50.2. Okay, so now you got to find 6 seconds.
Yeah.
6 seconds.
What did they run last year, sir? You were in the
3:16.85.
That's the world record, bro.
Oh,
that's the world record.
Oh my goodness.
See, so here's the crazy thing. Like 3:16.85, but we ran it wrong. We ran it wrong order.
Sir.
And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I'm not gonna let you just absolutely disrespect like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bring this up because if you're gonna say something disrespectful, I'm gonna come through the screen at you.
Sir, you introduced the drug conversation.
That was your fault.
You did. You opened the door. I walked through it.
Oh,
okay.
I'm just saying.
So isn't it time for
you Jeffrey'd the door? You opened the door.
Oh yeah, it's time. Isn't it time for rapid fire?
It is. I was literally about to do that too.
They ain't breaking that world record. I'm saying that.
They set a clean.
Well, Clyde, I think I found it's your turn. Your turn. I think I found questions.
Oh Lord.
You guys always say that I don't, but anyways. All right, sir. Straighten up. Most childish thing that you do as an adult still.
Oh, be petty as hell.
No. Petty is not childish. Petty is upper level adulthood. You're crazy.
Oh my God.
The most childish thing that I do as an adult. Golly. That's a good question.
Do you cut the crust off your sandwiches?
You know what? My brain was going in a totally different direction, but you just gave me my answer. When I eat peanut butter and jelly, it ain't about the crust. The jelly needs to be on top. I won't eat it.
Wow, that's hilarious. All right. Who plays you in the movie of your life?
Me.
What actor plays you? In the
Shamar.
movie?
Shamar Moore. That his
Stop
name?
it. No, absolutely not. You will not have no D- level actors playing me ever.
Oh, absolutely. He's pretty. He's from Oakland.
No, I don't care where he's from. Nope. No, sir.
Okay.
He's a
Why
B
is-
minor actor,
He,
sir.
he
You
is a
just called that
B
dude a
minus
D?
actor.
No,
Why is he a
he's
B
minus.
minus actor?
he's a B
B minus.
minus actor. Not
I have not
Hold on, I apologize. You're entitled to your opinion, sir.
The only
Let's
movie,
let's
the only
rapid
acting I've
fire.
ever seen Shamar Moore
Rapid
in where I
fire.
believed his character was the brothers.
Yeah. All right. What is the most useless talent that you possess?
Oh my God, being petty.
No, again, that is not useless. That has gotten me so many things. Useless talent? Nothing that is LLC appropriate for me to answer.
Got it.
Oh my God.
How many bedrooms does your dream house have?
1.
Nah. 6.
Good size. What is the most unnecessary thing that your dream house has?
Separate bedrooms.
What's the worst purchase you've ever made?
Oh, God. The worst purchase I ever made? I bought Jordans once. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh my gosh.
That
And
was
then-
definitely a waste of money.
What's the last movie to make your eyes sweat?
Oh, I cry all the time watching films.
I was trying to.
I'm a crier. Hell, you name a movie, I probably cried watching.
I
Real.
love it. I love
Did
it.
you cry at the most recent Spider-Man?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, go see it.
I haven't seen
Go
it
see
yet.
it. Oh wait, he's not doing
good.
movie theaters.
Yeah, I ain't doing movie theaters. But yeah, and I didn't see it. Spider-Man came out when we were on the road, I believe, and I haven't seen it yet. But almost every Marvel movie has made me cry in some form or another.
Gentlemen, questions are all yours.
What event group on your team have you been the most impressed with to this point in the season?
The throwers, actually, because I think in the amidst the turnover and the new staffing and all of that, I think the throwers probably have had their lives disturbed the most. And we are incredibly lucky to have Tor Gustafson working with our throwers in the capacity that he does. But yeah, they've been asked to sacrifice the most, and as a unit have delivered the best performances collectively, top to bottom. So the throwers.
I have a question. So, top 3 bucket list destinations.
Ooh.
Countries.
Countries.
Yes.
I have been to Italy, but I haven't spent any significant time in Italy, and so I would like to spend a lot more time in Italy.
Mhm.
Countries. I want to go to the Maldives. I've never been, and I feel, and T went, and so I didn't get a chance to go. I want to go to Bali.
Okay.
I'm going to ask a good one. I think, and it's like ridiculously petty. But who is your
After all that nonsense, he was just talking.
who's your female celebrity crush?
Oh, they ain't even close. Jada Pinkett. It's
Wow.
always
Smith.
No.
Smith.
Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett. Yesterday,
You just gonna divorce this woman?
I mean, she ain't tripping. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, it's always been Jada.
You trying to be on a red table talk?
I'm happy. I will happily go to the red table.
You trying to be in an entanglement?
I got no problem. Entangle me anytime. I got no issue. I got no issue. It's always been Jada. Nia Long, close second, but there's always Jada.
All right.
World, Jason Spirit. It's always been Jada.
Let's speaking of, there's going to be a girls trip too, but otherwise, heartbeat props. Let's recognize some people while they're here. Lamar's politely raising his hands. We'll actually let him go then.
Look, mine is a simple one, and somebody that I've always he's been a hero of mine since I've met him. My heartbeat props go out to both Ron Kamaka and the entire Kamaka clan. For those of you who don't know, Ron Kamaka is currently fighting valiantly against COVID for his life. He has been put on a ventilator, but it's okay. It's not great. It's okay. I've had the joy of representing his, I guess, second cousin, Titan Kamaka, and I've grown relatively close to the Kamaka family. And listen, I said this to him to his face, so this is by no means in any way, shape, or form. I need no one to find anything negative in what I'm about to say. Ron Kamaka is an incredible jumps coach who coaches from a wheelchair. And that in and of itself speaks volumes to his skill as a coach and an orator. And my heartbeat props go out to that gentleman and his family, and all of my prayers go out to that gentleman and his family, because listen to me carefully. The world is not a better place without Ron Kamaka.
Fine.
I'm just going to co-sign that and be good, because nothing I was thinking to say is going to be better than that. And a big part of my heart is exactly where Lamar is with that. So get through this, Kamaka.
I'm going to share prayers for Mr. Kamaka and his family. But I'm also going to give some heartbeat props to a young lady who I've watched take a situation that could have been absolutely horrific and turn it around into a story that's becomes better and better every week. Miss Kelly Ray Finley is our interim women's basketball coach. And I can't remember us winning 5 SEC games in a total season very many times in my almost 30 years here at the University of Florida. And they've gone on an incredible run where they've actually beaten 4 or 5 top 25 teams and won 5 games in a row. And what she's done with the team and pulling them together and the life lessons she's teaching them has been phenomenal to watch. And I'm sure that she will never see this unless I record it and send it to her, but just want to let Kelly know that we're extremely proud of her here, and just keep up the great work.
I want to send out heartbeat props, and then I like to keep things general, but I have all the respect in the world right now for all of the coaches out there that are preparing their kids for battle week in, week out on the NCAA trail. I mean, I don't know what it's like at other places, but just to get through the week and to have that roster set for the trip, and then to keep everybody up over the weekend and to get back safely. It's not what it used to be. And, you know, I think we as coaches, we as people developers, as, you know, to help, we have to do more, way more, like way above our pay grade. And I'm just going to be brutally honest here. I mean, to keep everybody here and focused is a Herculean task. So I'm not, you know, I'm not disillusioned. I'm not, you know, disillusioned at all. I want to send heartbeat props out to all those NCAA coaches that are getting their athletes ready to compete in this day and age.
Roster roulette is a real problem.
It is very real.
Not student athlete inflicted, right?
Oh man, who here, hands up, does not look forward to that text message from your trainer? You know, 48 hours,
Right.
24 hours out, you know, hey, you gotta pull them, gotta go. You know, it's different, man. It's different.
So different. Last but not least, I want to give, she's been a Harvey props of mine before, but she just was awarded NCS Athletic Director of the Year, Christy Prasad. She's really invested her life, her time, and made a lot of sacrifices for herself by sticking with Hayward High. And it's paying off because now the athletic department that she's always envisioned is a thing. The support in the community is a thing. Everything that, you know, when I was there, wow, a long time ago now, is in full motion. And that's because of your thoroughness and your steadfast just heart into everything. So big ups to you, Big Girl. Like, you did it. Good job. Way to get recognized because you're doing great things. So keep it up, and love you long time. You know that. I'm always here for you. So with that being said.
Can I throw up an extra, just a shout out, not a heartbeat props? This is baseball season eve, and I know a great number of junior college baseball coaches and baseball players who can't sleep tonight because their season starts tomorrow. And listen, this is good. I need all y'all to pray for me. Not for real, but this is gonna be a crazy season for your boy. And I'm here for it, and I'm excited to see these young men continue to endeavor to do what people say is dumb, and which is go to junior college and try to become a pro baseball player. But they're doing it at a high rate, and I just want to give a little shout out, a little nudge to my JUCO Bandits.
Got it. Well, everyone, if you're watching this on your way home from your meet, hope it was a good one for you. Take some deep breaths. We'll be there. We're all good, right? Just get home, execute. Everyone have a great weekend. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Chiefs Dynasty, let's go.
Whoa.
When the lights come on, the road just get to running. When the lights come on, opponents mess the plumbing. Heard you like it warm, hot, knife the butter. Truth hit them hard, knock them off that rebuttal. Tsunami, tidal wave to your puddle. Tough love, punch you in the arms, little brothers. Athletics LLC, there's no others. Track and field's pacing with pill to go further. Hey, Wally, Coyote, it's road runners. Feels like you know us, you've been with us the whole summer. If not for this quarantine, these four corners wouldn't be here, but we're here, so start learning. You gotta earn your stripes, gotta get your scars. Show you how to fight, but show us who you are. You lack experience, but still you wanna talk. And who is actually talking to? Your circle's kinda small. Heads prevail when the backbone's strong. Gotta keep it coming, no, it won't last long. Pass and fail, then sell the sad song. And if you don't check yourself, then that's wrong. Just trying to give you the real that you asked for. So why you keep cutting us off to ask more? We put it in slow-mo, but you fast forward. Athletics LLC, the task force.